we'll be talking about your schedule.
Your first period will be your first enrichment of the day.
Then your second and third period will be 2 core classes.
Your fourth period will be your second enrichment.
Fifth period will be flexed on the time you have lunch. Your sixth, seventh, and eighth period are your last core classes of the day.
Your enrichments will change every 6 weeks.
Now we will be talking about the North Marshall Middle School dress code.
Always keep your hair a natural color.
Tank tops, muscle shirts, and sleeveless cutouts are not acceptable.
Shorts should be loose fitting and they cannot be 6 inches above the knee. Holes in pants can't be shorter than 6 inches above the knee either.
Appropriate undergarments should be worn, but not visible.
Visible body piercings are limited to ears.
No vulgar, suggestive, indecent writings or slogans or references to drugs or gangs on clothing. No wallets, chains, or bandanas.
Dresses and skirts can only be 6 inches above the knee, and if you wear leggings, you have to wear a shirt that approximates the hips.
These are your cafeteria expectations.
No talking past the blue line.
Only leave your seat to dump your tray.
No talking when an adult is talking.
No running at any time.
Keep your hands and feet to yourself.
Maintain a reasonable voice level.
No switching or cutting the line.
And no food or drinks outside the cafeteria.
This is a points pyramid which shows you how many points you can get taken for each wrong action you take.
If you do the following, you will lose 5 points. You are tardy to class, you have a missing assignment, or you do misbehavior in the cafeteria.
So, you can also get 5 points taken for inappropriate display of affection, hallway or classroom disruption, and minor misuse of your Chromebook.
And if you violate the dress code or use inappropriate language.
You can get 10 points taken for defiance, minor vandalism, cell phone violation, gum, or bus misbehavior.
And you can lose 15 points if you disrespect, cheating, dishonesty, and horseplay.
You can get 20 points taken for harassing, skipping class, theft, or major computer misuse.
You can lose 30 points if you have tobacco.
You can lose 50 points for bullying or fighting.
And then you can lose 100 points for drugs or weapons.
At the beginning of every school year, you start with 100 points, and it resets every 6 weeks. Every 9 weeks, there's a reward trip, and you have to have 80 or above points to be eligible to go. So now we'll talk about the consequences for losing a certain amount of points.
For 90 to 100 points, you have no consequence, and at the end of the 9 weeks, you may petition to get your points back towards the end of the year PBIS rewards trip.
If you have 80 to 90 points, you have a half-day consequence for the end of the 9 weeks PBIS reward. You may petition to get your points back towards the end of the 9 weeks PBIS reward trip.
If you have 70 to 75 points, there's 1 day mystery recess. May petition to get points back towards half-day end of 9 weeks PBIS rewards trip.
If you have 60 to 65 points, you have 1 day after school detention, Tuesdays and Thursdays until 4 p.m.
For 45 to 55 points, you have 3 days in-school suspension.
If you have 30 to 40 points, you have 4 days in-school suspension.
If you have 20 to 30 points, you have 5 days of in-school suspension.
If you have 0 to 15 points, parent meeting and administration decision.